Hey, Chosen Champs, I hope y'all having a blessed and positive day. I wanted to talk to you guys today about standing out. God never created you to fit in with the world. That's why ever since you were a kid, you always felt different. You always felt unique. You always, people may have called you weird. And it's for a reason. God created you to stand out. He created you to be a leader. He created you to be an ambassador in Christ. And when you are a chosen one of God, he doesn't want you to be a part of the crowd. He doesn't want you to be a part of the world. That's why it says the road to righteousness is narrow, but the road to wickedness is wide. That's where the crowd is at. But the narrow lane, the righteous lane, is the ones who stand out the most. That's why it's always been hard for you to fit in with any group, any clique. That's why you're never included in the circle. That's why you're never included in the table, because God created you to set your own table. God is going to create a table just for you. And you're going to invite people to sit at your table. A lot of times when you're chosen, you're overlooked. You're the underdog. You're the one that people think is not going to make it. You're the one that people always doubt. You're the one that people devalue the most. You're the one that people rip your heart apart and take advantage of. But God created you to stand out. And the sooner you embrace your uniqueness, the sooner you embrace who you are. God created you. He said you are wonderfully made. That means God didn't make no mistakes when he created you. Embrace your flaws. Embrace things that even things that you can't control. Embrace them. Embrace them. God created you to not be like them. That's why you can't do the things that they do. That's why you can't talk the way they talk, because God set you apart. He set you apart. If he was creating you to fit in, if he was creating you to be like the world, then what would be the difference of being a follower and being the worldly type? People wouldn't be able to decipher the difference. There has to be a difference in who you are. For you to be a follower of God, people have to see the difference. Sometimes you don't understand why people staring at you. Because it's just something different about you. It's something, it's the glow of God that's on you. And you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. And the best prayer that you can pray, well, one of the best prayers you can pray is, Lord, allow me to see myself the way you see me. When you start to see yourself the way that God sees you, you understand, you know what? I don't want to fit in. I don't want to be like the world. I don't want to dress like the world. I want to look completely different. Completely unique. Unique was the first tattoo I got. Unique. Because I knew at a young age that something was different about me. I knew at a young age that I would be separated. God is calling you to be separate from the world. This guy, it was in his song. He said, leaders have to turn their back to the crowd. Just like when the orchestra, when he's leading his musicians, he has to have his back turned to the crowd in order to lead. If you are in the crowd, that means you are a part of it. If you are doing everything that the world is doing, that means you are a part of the world. God called you to renew your mind. And when you renew your mind, that means your actions are going to be different. Who you are is going to be different. You're not going to do the things the same way, because most of the time you're trying to do the things that the world is trying to do, and it never works out. That's why when you always try to do the wrong thing, you're the one that gets caught. They may have been doing it for years, but as soon as you do it, you get caught. Because God is holding you to a standard. You are responsible to lead. You are responsible to be an example. Be an example of who God has called you to be. Represent God. Don't hide. Don't be ashamed that you are a follower of Christ. Walk in that. Walk in your uniqueness. Be authentic in who you are. And the way you can be authentic is starting to get to know who you are. Starting to embrace everything about you. You may not like the way you talk, but embrace it. Love it. Of course, there's things we can change and improve. Yes. But the things that you can't change, the things that God created you to be different, embrace it. You should be happy everybody doesn't want to be clicked up with you. You should be happy people are looking at you like, oh, you're weird, you're different. Please, please. In a world full of darkness, I want to be the light. I want to be the light. And you should too. Every room that you walk in, you should bring light in there, because that's what God has called you to. You are the light in this dark world. That's why you're still walking around smiling. That's why you're still walking around embracing strangers, because it's the light in you. Even the ones that hurt you, you still have love for them, because it's the light. That's what sets you apart. That's what makes you stand out. That's what God called you to stand out and embrace it. You were never meant to sit at that table. Stop being disappointed that you're not at that table. God has created your own table. God said, come out from among them. Come out from among them. Let your light shine. Let who you are filtrate everywhere you go in a positive way. Everywhere you go, allow it to be better than when you left it. If it's trash on the ground, pick it up. Put your cart back. Just be different from the world. Embrace that. Because when you be different, you're going to receive different. And people are going to be looking at you, well, can I get a seat at your table? Can I come eat with you? But they don't realize the being called out requires work. Being called out requires being misunderstood. Being called out, sometimes you're going to have lonely days where you're going to feel like there's no one around you to be able to cheer you on but God. And that's the way He set it up. Embrace being called apart. You're not supposed to be able to do everything that the world does. That's why when I used to go out partying in nightclubs, when I did go out, it was something about the scene. I was just like, I'm not meant for this. I feel so different in this. Like, I just feel like I don't belong. When I was out there addicted to Lord knows who knows what, I always felt different. And that's why you get so uncomfortable in your sin, because God is calling you out of that. I know you feel like the world can get drunk. You feel like the world can curse every word that they say. You feel like the world can listen to rap music. You feel like the world can just fornicate with whoever they want to fornicate with. But that's not the life that God called you to. God called you to be set apart in righteousness. Because if you look like them, then what's the point of them following God? If your ways are like their ways, what's the point of them coming over to be a follower of Christ? You don't know that people are watching you. And you are supposed to be an example. You are supposed to be an example. You strive towards righteousness. It's not going to happen overnight. But every day you should be striving to be better. You were rejected because you were different. You didn't get approved because it was something different about you. Some people just can't handle that light. Embrace who you are. Embrace everything that God created about you. All right, chosen chance, have a blessed and positive day. Peace. I love you guys. Remember, your relationship with God is the most important thing. It's most important because that's what is eternal. You and God's relationship through Jesus Christ. That's what's eternal. Everything around you is temporary, but your relationship with Him is very important. Building that bond with Him is important. So y'all have a blessed and positive day, chosen champs. And do whatever you need to do to stand out. Peace.